Now this is podcasting.
I'm your host, Max Rebo.
And I am your father,
Michael, or AKA Max Rebo's dad. Yay! So now in this episode, I remember last episode, we kind of gave some hints.
Yeah.
In last episode.
Yeah. This is episode 4.
Episode 4, yes.
Okay, episode 4.
So
this
the last
is Micah
episode,
and Max Rebo podcasting.
And so last episode, we talked about Star Wars Rebels. And really, one of the characters we're going to talk about today.
Drum roll.
Wait, how do you do? How do you do? No, let's do Chewbacca. I can do a toxic raider.
Okay, all right.
That's close.
So who did
Ezra Bridger, or AKA
Taylor Gray. Taylor
Gray. Jinx.
And we were so excited to see that he was coming to Rhode Island Comic Con.
Yeah.
And Rhode Island Comic Con is where it all started for us.
Yes, that was in our first episode.
In 2021. I thought it was 2020, but Mom, the fact checker, the person with the best memory next to you, said no, it was 2021. So in the first episodes, we were saying 2020, but it was 2021. But we got our start, right?
Yeah.
Our first, seeing what this world was like going to a Comic-Con. And this one was even more special.
It was.
Because you were invited as a media guest. Right?
Yes. And that was my first one ever. That was my first media guest.
No, it wasn't.
Oh my God.
It was your second one, technically.
Second one, but it was my first big one.
Right? Because under Undiscovered Realm Comic Con in upstate New York, that was your first one that you were asked as a media guest. Right? And then Rhode Island Comic Con, which was really great because you were able to interview both cosplayers and actors. Okay. And
so we interviewed Diana Leandro Santo.
Yes, very good.
I think I did better than the thing. And she said, "Oh, you did really good." I think I messed up on that one.
Yeah. And you should see anyone that, is listening to this.
Yeah, anybody's listening to this, you should see my interviews with them.
Yep, really with nice. Diana Lee.
Diana
you
Santo,
have that. Yep.
And Taylor Gray.
So Taylor Gray is on the on the list of Rebels characters that we wanted
Ezra
to
Bridger.
meet. So that's one less that's on our thing.
Yes.
Tell me about that experience.
It was we went up to him and I was so excited. And so the first day we only went to interview him. And he asked a lot of questions and everything. And I remember we mentioned the Potter Rebellion. He's like, "Oh, I'm surprised anybody listens to that." Yeah, so shout out to them. You should really listen to them. But it's just nice to really get to know actors, and really because I want to let the actors know that I love you, like what you did in that show and everything. And you did really good, and I really wanted to I really want to make friends with them and kind of be more comfortable around them. So we can see them again if we go to different cons, and if they have no lines, I would like to say hi and check them out, how they're doing and stuff.
Even if they have lines, right?
Yeah.
But what's great is it's a way. I see what you're saying. You want to be able to interact with them a lot longer than as if we would normally go in the lines, because we do have to all be aware of everyone else that wants to meet them and stuff like that. I see what you're saying. But because they're just great people. You know, when you
they're really kind and sweet.
They are. When you think that, sometimes, hey, are actors maybe doing this for other reasons, or are they really doing it to connect with their fans? And that's, I every time I meet someone new, I'm impressed over and over again, how nice they really are, and how they're, that they enjoy coming to Comic Cons and talking with their fans. And when you get someone that lives on the West Coast of the United States, it's not always easy for them to, pack up for several days to come, to the other side, to come to the East Coast. We're based out of the East Coast. All of our cons that we've gone to have been all up and down the East Coast. The furthest west we've ever gone to on a con is Chicago. But with us going to Rebel Scum Con in Texas, that's going to be big.
It's going to be my first plane ride.
Your first plane ride. And then the year after that.
I really want to do a Star Wars celebration.
And the year after that, we want to do Star Wars Celebration, which is in California, which is a slightly longer plane ride. But
and then maybe we can take another trip to California and see Vanessa, and also we can see our other friends, and then we can go to Disneyland.
Absolutely. We, wherever we go, when we go to Rebel Scum Con or when we go out to Los Angeles, we need to do a Max Rebo meetup.
Yes.
So that
like a cosplayer meetup, casual cosplayer meetup. So if you're in a place, if you live near Texas or if you live near California, we have to schedule up a meeting to say hi and everything and really see people in person.
Yeah. All right. So, this past summer, I feel like it's maybe fall, was it?
Mm.
When was Rhode Island Comic Con? Was it after New York Comic Con?
It was after.
It was after. So okay, and it was October, so it was the fall. Okay.
It's the fall. Maybe getting to December.
Yeah. It was October, but it was definitely before Halloween. So yeah, it was October. And always great. It's a 3-day con.
Wait, is it really in October? I thought it was in November. It was after Halloween. I don't know.
We'll have to check that.
Because I think it's after Halloween.
Okay.
I think it is.
You're probably right. But it's in the fall.
It's in the fall.
Nevertheless.
It's in the fall.
And you meet Taylor Gray, and you were able to interview him, which was great. And Rhode Island Comic Con, right? That's where we met Sam Witwer.
Yes.
Right?
The other year.
Last year?
2 years ago.
2 years ago?
Last year is 2026 right now. The last year was 2025, which is definitely...
You're not wrong. So 2024, when we went in 2024, we met Sam Witwer. We met Michelle Ang.
Yes.
Who is the voice of
Omega. And without Mom, because my mom wasn't there, we forgot the picture for her.
We forgot both pictures.
Wait, we had a picture for him to sign?
The picture for him to sign with
the
group of rebels.
Oh my God.
And the picture... Right? So
so we really need Mom on the Comic Con.
It just shows how much more we appreciate Mom. Right?
Yeah. She needs to listen to this.
She really helps out where, she does a great job with schedules.
Yes.
Because how much I would miss. How much you and I would miss if it wasn't for her. She's just so great like that.
We would miss lunchtime. We would miss panels.
Oh, definitely panels. Right?
Oh, yeah,
well,
definitely.
Because when you go to a Comic-Con, there's a lot.
They have different time schedules for panels. And so sometimes when you're online, you can say, oh, I missed that panel because we were online for this person.
Right, because then
that's why you really need to schedule out first. So you see oh, I'm buying tickets for this person and I want to go to this panel. And if you can split, I think at certain people you can you have to get it a certain time to see them. And so I would say if you have a certain time for a person to meet and there's a panel that you want to go to, do one or the other. I would say go with the celebrity first because that's when it's one time. Even also the panel too. Because sometimes you're not going to have that certain people there. You're not going to have that same questions that you're going to hear and everything. So I would also say go to the panel and because it's just a waste of money. Okay, so if before the Comic-Con...
It's not that it's a waste of money. It's just that there's to maximize what you're spending, right? To maximize what you want to do. you really need to go in there with a plan to say, okay, because there's three major timing. Well, first of all, you got to find out what days. You gotta see what days those actors are actually going to be there. There are some cases, I mean, I think more cases than not, whenever we see Hayden Christensen, he's there one day.
Yeah.
He has been there sometimes 2 days.
Or 3 days.
I don't know him of ever being somewhere 3 days.
Oh, yeah.
To me, it's always like
1 day or
more
2
time
days.
than not. It's just that one day that he's there. So
I feel
you
like
kinda need
because
to,
he didn't do 3 days, he spends more time to get everybody. Because I remember some days he's actually staying past the con hours
yeah.
to get everybody that was online.
That happened at
so they can
Awesome Con
sign.
when we
Yeah.
were at Awesome Con, and they stayed hours after. They
I
ended up
remember they did
having.
someone at the panel too.
So yeah, so what happened? If I remember, the lines were so long. So many people wanted to meet him because, you know, to meet him, and then Rosario was there at the same time. And I know that there was one time where they threw out a number like 250. So they told up to 250 people, you're gonna get in now. They delayed the panel that both of them were on. And if I remember correctly, I think Rosario came out just a little bit before Hayden, because I think he was still wrapping up
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
the 250.
Yeah, I think that happened.
And then they gave little tickets to everyone past the 250 people, so that, you know, these are people who paid for, you know, this experience to meet him, to get something signed by him. And they then at the panel that they did at the end of the night, where everyone else was like, okay, you know, have a good night, and they left, everyone that had that little ticket was able to stay, and they stayed several hours later
Yeah.
to make sure that everything, because that was it. He was gone the next day. He wasn't going to be there. So, and I think almost I'd have to look back, but I'm wondering if that's when it started being 2 days, when we started seeing him go to places for 2 days because of just how much that was, right? So when we went to Chicago, he was there 2 days.
Chicago's a big con.
Right. So for Chicago, he was there 2 days this year, and other places. But right, coming back to, we're so off topic.
I know we are.
We're so off topic.
But this is just, I feel like the title for this one is just a con, like the con.
Well,
like something.
that's what we were talking about. Okay, so you have to see what days they're there. You have to see what days they are signing.
To prepare for the con, that's going to be our title.
You have to see what days they are signing, what times, what time they have pictures, and what time do they have a panel. So that this way you can kind of schedule that accordingly. Now,
and also, if you have like time between all those, you can say, oh, I want to check the vendors, I want to check the cosplayers, I want to look around, I want to go to the main floor, I want to see all the different photo places that I can take photos in my cosplay, or I can just like see if there's like different cosplay meetups. I can, maybe if I'm a cosplayer, I can go to that cosplay meetup, or if I just love that fandom and there's like this Marvel or Star Wars cosplay meetup, I can take pictures of the cosplay meetups and see, and maybe make new friends and everything. So you really just have to plan before you go, plan what you're going to do, and if you can fit all the things that you want to do. Some days, because I know New York Comic Con and I think Toronto Fan Expo, because they're so big, they have 4 days, because there's a lot of things to do, and sometimes you don't even have the time to do everything there.
No, but the other thing too, right, is a great way to look at it is we're the type of people that we just want to maximize. We want to pile everything on and do everything we can and see everyone, but not everyone has to do that.
Yeah.
You know, when they go to
they
these,
can do whatever they want to do.
Right. I mean, it's not, you know, we don't want it to make it seem like it's intimidating at all. There's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of, you know, and it also depends on your budget.
There's a lot of food options too.
Right.
Yeah, it's also depending on your budget, because if you want to like spend like this much amount of money, there's like some things that you want that are like out of that budget, you can like risk it, but then you kind of try to,
because a lot of the venues don't allow people to just come up and say, oh, I just wanted to say hi, I just wanted to meet him. they usually require you to either have, to purchase a signature or purchase
Photo op.
a photo op. Um, so you just got to keep that in mind. And they
Yeah.
have all different prices. They all, when you have your autograph at the table or selfie at the table, um,
They would also like, as some people, they would say like, "Oh, a selfie is this, and a
combo.
autograph is
Yeah.
that, or a combo is like that much." Or if like you want a photo and everything, it just like lists
Yeah.
how much money they are, and you can say, "Ooh, should I do that? Or should I do that?"
Yeah. So, you talked about the food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Food is
there's a lot of food options. I remember in New York Comic
depending on where
Con.
you go.
Yeah, depending on where you go, there's a lot of different food options, and some places actually don't have food vendors there. Well, some do, but like if you're like not into that stuff, you can always go out of the Comic Con or
Mhm.
out of the convention center and see what local type of places have to
Right.
eat.
Right.
So I remember in Philly, there's like this little
You got the market right next to the
market.
convention center.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
next to it. And so we go and um we actually got pickles, and we also got pickles for Vanessa too, because we know that she likes them.
Vanessa
So
Marshall.
yeah.
Yeah. And but yeah, so it depends on where you go, but that's all things that you can absolutely,
Yeah.
plan for. But yeah, so Rhode Island. So it was great, right? It was really, because Taylor Gray is based on the West Coast.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was awesome that anytime there's an opportunity to where they can come out, because it's not always convenient for us
Yeah.
to be able to go, across country to meet with them, even
We
though we
usually
are
do
planning.
sometimes local, but some things that are super big, and there's a lot of people that we want to see there. It the Comic Con all depends on the people that like the guests are going to be there.
Mhm.
Because if somebody's going to like Philly Fan Expo and they're like, "Why didn't you come this year? Like I was so looking forward to see you because I know you go every year." But
Mhm.
like depending on the people there, like if there's somebody that we already seen, like we don't want to just travel all the way to see them again. But sometimes when there's new people that we want to see and get their autographs, and there's also people there too that we've seen again, we would like to see them again and also see the new people and everything.
Mhm.
We always want
Mhm.
to try new, but also sometimes try
Sure.
the regular.
Something that I heard, and mommy and I were talking about that when we were watching a live stream from Rebel ScumCon, as we are
Yeah, I
planning
know.
to attend it for the first time. Um, if I understood it correctly in the way mommy and I were talking about it, that we were briefly talking about just a few minutes ago how you need to like really schedule, right? You need to think
Yes,
about ahead
you
of
do.
time to say, okay, here's this window, here's that window, this is what we need to do. I think I heard where the organizers of Rebel ScumCon are going to assist people with the timing, so that if they sit there and say, hey, you're going to have, you want an autograph, this is what you're signing, this is the autograph that you're going to be purchasing, but then you're also going to be purchasing this picture. They're going to assist to make sure that
They're gonna help you, really.
yeah, help you with the timing to make sure that
I feel like at
it's
Comic Cons, like big Comic Cons, you need to like get a person to help you like figure out. Because if there's some people
yeah,
that don't have that gift to like plan everything, like mom, I feel like at cons I should have a person to help, like a planner.
that's
And
a
so
great
if you
idea.
go to a booth, because I know there's like some Comic Cons, they have like this booth that says like a map
Information.
or
Yeah.
information or questions. You can go there
Okay.
and ask questions. I feel like they have to be a planner.
Like a
So if you
concierge. Okay.
so if you go to there, and I feel like at Comic Con's like the first day or like all the days that they should give a map, and the map would say like all these different places. Then would say like different points and say, oh, this is this place, this is this place. They should have one place that should like say like, oh, planner, if you need help planning your day out or your weekend out. And so you go to that place and you ask like, okay, I want to do all this. Tell me, like, give me a schedule, and they will like write on a piece of paper what to do first and what to do last and everything to really know if you like how to plan your day out. Because some people don't really know how to plan things out like Mom. So I remember at Rhode Island Comic Con in 2024, we didn't know how to plan this out. We forgot to bring this stuff. We forgot to do all that.
Yeah.
And so usually some people like they would plan it out when they're at home, and then they would actually forget to bring their stuff. So they were like, okay, this place has a planner, so I remember all my things that I need to bring and some extra stuff in case we can have time to meet that person. And they were like, okay, if you can fit this person in or that person in, can you fit that in? And they were like, okay, I'll try. And they would plan something. So if there's any Comic Cons, if there's any Comic Cons that are like people that are in charge of Comic Cons listening to this, really make a planner. So if people don't know how to plan things, like make them how to say, okay, you should do this first, and like if you're meeting Hayden Christensen or you're McGregor and you have an assigned time to do that, the planner would schedule everything around that time. Because you would have to meet that person. And if the planner is like, okay, that person usually has long lines, okay, the long line could be like 5 hours. And then they would schedule, like they would put the place or the person, and then they would say like the time. Like, oh, that'll be at blah, 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 like 11 o'clock or 5 o'clock.
Right.
And then this time it started at like another time.
I love that idea.
So if I send this out to any Comic Cons on social media and you're listening to this, that's another idea to add to your Comic Cons. So anything else?
I like that.
Because this is like planning our title, but I think the title is going to be is how to plan a Comic Con.
Maybe. But I do think
we're talking about all different things about Comic Cons and how to really help and improve all these different things. And really, what I was talking about before, to get a planner like that, if you own a Comic Con or if you do a Comic Con, like I remember at TrooperCon, that's a small one, so you don't need like a planner to do stuff because there's not really celebrities there. But like New York Comic Con, I really think should be planners spread all around all the different levels, like 2 at each level, to really help people like plan their day out.
Like build an itinerary to say, hey, this is this
is stuff that you
have
want
a ticket
to do
for this, and this. Okay, so hey,
and
let's
then if you
schedule
want
this way.
And if you have tickets for these things at certain times, I'll write those down. And if you want to see other stuff, we'll put that down too. So you have time limits and to really plan your day out. That's really fun.
I like that. So coming back to Rhode Island Comic Con, which is one of the largest ones we did more recently. What I loved is, we always talked about in the other episodes, and one of the things we enjoyed talking about is the 501st. And all of those other groups that we have in there, right? Or not we have, but the other groups that help create that environment.
Like Galaxy or that place or like that setting.
So you get the Mando Mercs, you get, all these different types, the 501st.
The Rebel Legion, the Lightsaber Guild,
Right, so a lot. And so at Rhode Island Comic Con, what I loved is that the volunteers who work to make the 501st, what was on the wall?
The Rebels mural. They had a Rebels meetup, and it's so fun. Like these groups really put effort in their backgrounds, their stuff, their costumes, and everything. They really put.
They had a stand with Melu Rons.
Yes, yummy Rons.
Yeah. So
for my Hera cosplay, there's like this paint called Mayron. And I and you always think of
Melu Ron, which is the fruit, right?
It's
the fruit that they had in Rebels.
It's kind of like a dragon fruit, if you think of it. But instead of like purple or like a magenta and green, it's like a tie-dye when it's like light orange on top, like a yellow orange on top, and then it fades to a darker orange.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's
And
like
that
a
was part of
dragon.
the Rebels, right? That was
Yep.
part of the Rebels episodes.
I remember in one Rebels episode, Ezra was trying to steal one from the
Yeah,
Empire.
Hera wanted them,
Yeah.
right? Hera, she said she was missing them, and yeah, he was trying to steal it. Yeah, I remember that. And I think that was one of the episodes where I really started falling in love with Rebels. Because it was, to me that there's a lot of life lessons in there. That you can learn a lot from a lot of different episodes.
A lot of lessons from different episodes, different meanings behind them.
Yeah.
Really just life lessons to help you and prepare you in the actual real world.
So what did you, here at the Rebels, at the Rhode Island Comic Con, they had the Rebels. I thought it was really nice that they took the time and they painted that backdrop.
Yes, they did. And they did it, I feel like, when they were setting up, they were doing the last minute paint jobs.
Yeah. As they said, they were setting up the night before it opened up.
And I knew it. I knew it was the mural.
You knew it was going to be the mural? Or as soon as you saw it?
No, I knew it. I think one of our cosplay friends, before we went up there, were talking about it, and that idea popped up in my mind that, it's going to be the mural, and because they're saying we have something big and everything, and they had the Star Wars meetup, so I would think that's going to be the mural, and I'm like, and once I saw it, I'm like, I knew it. Yeah.
All right. Awesome. And yeah. And so going back to meeting Taylor Gray, I thought that was, so the first, right, we saw him all 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
The first day was the day you interviewed. And what was your cosplay that first day?
I think it was Hera, but no, I think it's Ahsoka.
Ahsoka? Yeah. So you were Ahsoka the first day.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said, we're going to come back tomorrow and I'm going to be Hera.
And that's when we got our autograph.
Yes.
And then when was my cosplay for the last day? What was that one?
I don't know.
I forgot.
Right? Because you cosplay as so many different characters.
Yeah, but because I did Hera, I feel like there's going to be green face paint on me.
Was Hera on?
I think it was. Or was it on the last day?
And I know that was the last day that we were traveling back. So
I think the last day was Hera.
I think so. Might have been.
Yes.
No.
But what was my cosplay for the last day?
Darth Mufasa.
Oh my god, how did I forget about that?
And you know why I remembered it was Darth Mufasa?
Why?
Because who did you make sure saw you as Darth Mufasa? Besides Diana Lee, you wanted to show her what it looked like.
Why am I having a blank? Why am I having a blank? I'm thinking of the
BDH.
Bryce Howard.
Okay.
I was thinking of the doctor. Her dad did How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Yes.
And actually, she was in that with a little nose. And so I was thinking of it. Like,
so she saw you as
Darth Mufasa.
But if she even saw you before then, right?
Yeah, I think Hera.
As Hera. Day 2,
Because I remember the first day we saw her. No, on the second day we saw her. And I really want to see her. And so we're like, should we? And then...
So that was the day we got an autograph.
Yeah.
Right? When you were Hera, day 2, you were Hera autograph.
Wait, didn't we get an autograph from her?
Yeah, we got Yaddle.
Yes, Yaddle. She was Yaddle. Oh, I forgot about that.
So we got that autographed. She had the picture there that you picked out.
Yeah. My first picture was Jurassic World. They loved her in Jurassic World or Jurassic Park.
One of those. But that was Boston last 2024, I think.
I think it was Boston.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. And so, because I think she said she had family there or she's from that area or whatever.
Yeah, I think so. But I remember at Boston, I gave a card. And so
Max
her
Rebo
husband follows me.
Yes.
Yay!
Yes.
But
And he's the
yeah.
voice of a droid in Star
Mhm.
Wars too. So yeah, and then we went to the last day to Bryce Dallas
Yeah.
Howard,
And I feel
and
like really Rhode Island Comic Con is a nice one. Even though we have family there, it's nice to bond with them.
yeah,
Like it's also to like say hi to family, but also to really
well, to go
see
there
some of my
and kind of
friends.
see the city a little, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean the food there, they had restaurants right there in the complex that you were able to get quick, grab and go
Yeah.
food. And then they, with it being right in Providence, that they have all the food options right there. Um, some of the places, thinking about Chicago, I don't remember if we ate lunch
We
or
no.
maybe we just had a
We
snack
just
because we had a big breakfast. I think we would have a big breakfast and then we would have a big dinner. We would go. There was a lot of different restaurants that surround that area.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, but okay. So, but what's good is that a lot of these places that you can always just hop out if you wanted to. It's not like a no return policy. Like they allow you to hop out, leave. You want to grab something, or if you have to take care of something, and then you can come back later on.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I remember in Rhode Island Comic Con, you can like go out at the place because there's a separate building that has all the panels. So
Mhm.
you go out of the Comic Con, you go into that, like you
Hotel.
get out of the convention center, you go into the hotel, which is the next building over,
Mhm.
and they have all the panels there. And then once you leave the panel room, then you have to go out, and then you have to get your scan your card to get back
Yeah,
in.
you have to scan and check back in. You have to do another security check. That's just making sure that
Yeah.
for the safety of everyone that's there. But yeah, Rhode Island is one of the larger ones and one of the larger cons. And the reason I say that is because you have people in the arena. You
Yeah.
have right, so it's a hockey basketball arena, and they have they'll have a bunch of things, mostly actors in there signing autographs, but then that's where they had different things. I think they had, is that where they had the like a Ghostbusters car, like a
Yes, they
local
did.
group had a Ghostbusters
Yeah,
car
and they
there,
also had
and then there's an artist that you were able to interview.
yeah,
He
he
was
was
down
like
at the
there
end.
almost every year.
Yeah,
We've been
so
there.
this year was Falcor
Never ending story.
So this big gigantic thing that
Falcor.
somebody was
I
able to climb on
remember
and
2
take
years
pictures.
ago it was
Avatar.
Avatar the Last
Airbender.
Airbender,
Yep.
and it was Appa.
Appa.
And
Yes.
so you can have different props and everything, and I'm kind of sort of into it. And so their booth was actually the cabbage stand
Mhm.
in the series. So they had as their booth. And I actually, last year, I got to ride Falcor. And it was pretty fun. He was so cuddly, and I get to move his head.
This past fall. I know you keep saying last year, but yeah.
Well,
couple of
it's
months ago in the fall.
2026.
Yes.
Last year was
You're right. You're right.
2025.
Yeah.
Then the year after that was 2024. So yes, it's last year.
And yeah, so that, and then they have vendors there right outside the arena. And then when you go up to like the main mezzanine around that goes around, they have vendors there. Then there's a little walkway you go through to be able to get to the other part where the larger rooms are, where the majority of the vendors are, where a lot of other celebrities are, and you're in there. And like you said, that they have a whole separate part that is on like the second floor of the hotel that's adjacent to it, that's connected either through a it is connected in a way, but yes,
Yeah.
since you're essentially going into a different building, they make you go through these security checks. They did have food options. They had grab and go food, and they had some food options there. But yeah, so we're looking forward to our next couple of cons, ones that we definitely know we're going to. We definitely know we're going to Rebel Scum Con.
And I feel like what we have to do now, because I remember we always did a recap.
Yeah.
On, like, we did, like, Fan Expo recaps or Comic-Con recaps that we did. And I feel like we should upload those to a podcast. That's what we basically did. We basically, usually on our podcast right now, we're telling what we did at the Comic-Con. And really,
we should upload them to the YouTube channel for sure, so that this way everyone can see
what we also do for the podcasting, what you listen to it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, so looking forward to that. And do you have any last thoughts?
No.
Okay.
This is Max Rebo.
And this is Max Rebo's dad.
Signing off from Galaxy far, far away.